Ever catch yourself wondering how much time you really have left? Once you cross 70, each year feels more valuable and your body starts whispering little clues about how long and how well you might live. Some folks breeze through their 70s, steady on their feet, clear in the head, full of spark. Others slow down, tire easily, and run into more health hiccups. What separates the two groups often comes down to a handful of quiet signs that point to the road ahead. In this video, we'll walk through 7 of those signs. These aren't old wives' tales, they're patterns doctors keep seeing in people who age well. By the end, you'll know what to watch for in your own body, and what simple steps can tip things in your favor. Stick with me, because missing one small sign can have a big impact. Part 2 will give you a quick home check and a 1-week reset you can start the same day. Sign 1. Your walking speed. One of the strongest clues isn't in a lab result or a fancy scan. It's right there in your stride. Picture Sam and Leo, both 75. Sam takes a morning loop around the block most days. His pace is calm but purposeful. Crossing at the light doesn't rattle him, and stairs are more of a warm-up than a worry. Leo used to be just as active, but lately his steps have shortened. He pauses more, turns more carefully, and thinks twice before stepping off a curb. Sam's everyday pace tells us his heart, lungs, legs, nerves, and brain are still working as a team. Leo's slowdown can be a warning light. A shuffling, unsure walk isn't just age. It can point to weaker leg muscles, stiff joints, poorer circulation, or early changes in coordination. Your legs are your base. When the base thins out, everything else has to work harder. The hopeful part: pace can improve at any age. Start tiny and keep it safe. Take a relaxed stroll after breakfast and another after dinner, even if it's just to the corner and back. When you sit, practice. Stand up, sit down from a sturdy chair a few times. If you own a light band or ankle weights, add them gently on a couple of days each week. Use your cane or walker if you have one. That's smart, not shameful. A few consistent weeks usually bring a smoother stride and more confidence. Your pace is a simple, daily health headline. Pay attention to it. If you're going to try an after-meal stroll today, type "walk" in the comments so I know you're with me. Sign 2. Your grip strength. Your hands tell a bigger story than you think. Meet Helen, 78. She still cracks open jars, carries shopping bags in one go, and keeps a firm, friendly handshake. George, also 78, noticed bottle caps feel stubborn, bags dig into his fingers, and door handles take more effort on cool mornings. He shrugs it off as getting older, but a fading grip often means broader muscle loss. Less strength can sneak into everything: balance, stamina, even how steady you feel getting out of a chair. This is another fixable sign. Keep a soft ball or rolled towel by your seat and do slow squeezes while you watch TV. Practice farmer carries with 2 light items, water bottles or half-full milk jugs, standing tall for 20 seconds at a time. If your doctor hasn't limited protein, add a little to each meal: yogurt, eggs, beans, fish, so your body has the building blocks to rebuild. A few minutes a day, done most days, brings grip back faster than you expect. If everyday tasks feel heavier or your handshake has softened, don't ignore it. How well you hold on today often mirrors how well the rest of you is holding up. Drop squeeze in the comments if you'll try the towel or ball today. Sign 3. Your balance. 10 seconds on one foot. Balance doesn't cross most people's minds until it does. But your ability to stand on one foot for about 10 seconds says a lot about how sturdy you'll feel in the years ahead. Think of Iris and Nora, both in their early 70s. Iris walks most days, tried a simple yoga class, and can lift one foot a few inches while she brushes her teeth without wobbling. Nora never practiced balance on purpose. When she tries the same thing, she tips right away and has to grab the counter. That tipping isn't just annoying, it can mean your coordination and leg strength need attention. The fix is friendly and safe. Stand beside a solid counter, slide one hand along the edge, lift one foot slightly, and see how close you are, toten seconds. Switch sides. If you're shaky, that's not a failure, that's your starting point. Do a few seconds at a time, a few times a day. Walk heel to toe along the counter's length. If classes are available, beginner Tai Chi is wonderful for balance and confidence. If you've fallen recently, get dizzy with turns, or have numbness in your feet, check in with your clinician or a physical therapist first. They'll tailor a plan that fits your home and health. A steadier stand shows up everywhere. Getting up at night, stepping into the shower, reaching into a cupboard. More balance equals more freedom. If you'll try the counter test today, type balance below. Sign 4. Your sleep pattern. Sleep is more than shutting your eyes. It's the time your body repairs tissues, refuels the immune system, and lets the brain clear out waste. Good sleep doesn't just make you feel better, it helps you stay better. Consider Mr. Patel and Mr. Brooks, both mid-70s. Mr. Patel keeps a steady rhythm, lights out around the same time, up around the same time, and usually logs 7 good hours. He wakes with enough energy to get moving. Mr. Brooks tosses, turns, and wakes often. Some nights he can't fall asleep at all. Over time, Mr. Patel's mood and memory hold up. Mr. Brooks feels foggy, more irritable, and even notices his blood pressure inching upward. If nights are restless or mornings feel like a slog, look at your routine before you blame old age. Step into morning light to reset your body clock. Keep bed and wake times fairly steady. Ease off screens for the hour before bed and let the bedroom stay cool, dark, and quiet. Try shifting big meals earlier so your stomach isn't working overtime at midnight. And if you snore loudly, gasp, or wake unrefreshed despite enough hours, ask your doctor about a sleep evaluation. Issues like sleep apnea are common and treatable. Better sleep lifts everything else, mood, memory, motivation to move, and makes the other signs easier to improve. If you're committing to a calmer bedtime tonight, write sleep in the comments so I can cheer you on. Pause. That's the first half. In part 2, we'll cover the final 3 signs, your appetite, how you handle stress, and your social ties. And then I'll walk you through a 90-second home check and a 7-day tune-up you can screenshot and start right away. Sign 5, your appetite and eating habits. After 70, the way you eat quietly shapes how strong you stay. A steady appetite and simple, balanced meals help you keep muscle, fight off illness, and feel clear-headed. When appetite fades, meals get skipped. Nothing sounds good. Pants loosen without trying. That isn't just a small change. That's your body asking for attention. Think about Margaret and Susan, both 74. Margaret still enjoys food. Breakfast might be yogurt with berries, lunch a bowl of soup with whole grain toast, dinner a small piece of fish with vegetables. Her weight stays steady and she moves through the day with good energy. Susan, on the other hand, drifts through meals. A few crackers here, a sweet there, and by evening she's not hungry at all. Over months the scale crept down, and she didn't notice until her clothes felt loose. What she can't see is what's happening underneath: fewer nutrients, less protein, and slow, steady loss of muscle. Less muscle means more weakness, more wobble, and a harder time bouncing back after even a small illness. If that sounds like you, don't force huge plates. Start with foods you actually like and tolerate. a small omelette, a tuna or bean salad, a mug of hearty soup, a smoothie with milk or fortified plant milk. Build meals around those anchors and add colour: tomatoes, spinach, carrots, berries. Sip water or tea between meals so thirst doesn't masquerade as fatigue. If big dinners feel heavy, split your day into 3 small meals and 2 light snacks. And if you've lost weight without trying, roughly 5% or more over 6 to 12 months, tell your doctor. Sometimes it's a simple fix once someone looks closely. Eating well isn't about stuffing yourself, it's about feeding the future you want. If you're in for adding 1 small protein at each meal this week, drop "eat" in the comments. Sign 6. How you handle stress. Stress shows up in more places than your mood. It can push up blood pressure, steal sleep, dull appetite, and drain energy. After 70, the important part isn't avoiding stress. It's how quickly you come back down once it hits. Meet John and Richard, both 76. John deals with the same bumps as everyone else: surprise bills, doctor appointments, family worries. But he's learned a simple routine when life gets loud. He steps outside for a few slow breaths, takes a short walk to clear his head, then calls a friend who listens. He doesn't let one problem take his whole day. Richard holds on to stress. He replays old conversations, worries about things he can't control, and sits in that loop. Over time, his sleep gets choppy, his shoulders live up by his ears, and even small tasks feel heavy. If tension is hanging around your neck lately, try a 5-minute reset you can actually keep. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4, repeat a few rounds. Take a 10-minute stroll after lunch or dinner to let your nerves settle. Put 1 small pleasure on the calendar each day: tea on the porch, your favorite song, a chapter of a book, a silly video that always makes you laugh. And if worry or sadness hangs on week after week, tell your clinician. Feeling better makes every other habit easier. If you'll try that breathing reset tonight, type "calm" so I can cheer you on. Sign 7. Your social connections. Strong ties may be one of the clearest signs of how long and how well you'll live. People who stay connected to friends, family, and community tend to live longer and feel better. Isolation pulls the other way. It tugs at your mood, your memory, and even your heart health. Think about Eleanor and Barbara, both 78. Eleanor keeps a simple rhythm: a weekly book club, calls with her sister, coffee with a neighbor, a text thread that keeps her smiling. She looks forward to those little touch points. Barbara spends most days quiet and alone. She lost track of old friends and doesn't want to bother anyone. As months pass, she feels more isolated. Her mood dips, and even errands feel like mountains. Connection doesn't have to be loud or constant. It just needs a steady beat. Start with 1 call this week to someone you miss. Look for a low-effort group with shared interests: a walking club at the park, a community center class, a choir, a game night, a faith gathering. If getting out is tough, use what you have at home: quick texts, voice messages, video calls on a tablet. Aim for 2 meaningful conversations a day, even short ones. Being needed is medicine. Offer to read with a grandchild and video, check in on a neighbor, or help a friend with an errand. If you're going to reach out today, write "connect" below. 1 small hello can flip a whole week. Your 90-second home check. Payoff. Let's turn the 7 signs into a quick snapshot you can do right now. Set a timer for 1.5 minutes. First, find a clear hallway and mark about 13 feet. Walk it at your usual pace. If you use a cane, use it. If you cover the distance in about 4 to 5 seconds, great. That's a healthy, everyday stride. If it's slower, no shame. That's your training target for the coming weeks. Next, check your hands. Try opening a tight jar or carry 2 grocery bags for 30 seconds. If your grip fades fast or your fingers complain, that's your signal to add daily squeezes and short carries. Then test balance safely. Stand beside a solid counter, lift 1 foot a few inches, and see if you can hold for 10 seconds without grabbing. Switch sides. If you wobble, you've just chosen your new daily practice. Now scan the quieter signs. Think about last week's sleep. Did you keep a steady bedtime and wake mostly refreshed, or did you drag even after a long night? Think about food. Has your weight stayed steady, and did you include a little protein at most meals, or has appetite slipped and your clothes loosened without trying? Think about stress. Did you use a small daily reset, or did worries pile up without an off-ramp? And finally, connection. On an average day, did you have at least 2 real conversations, or did most days pass in silence? Count how many felt on track. If you land on 5 to 7, keep going and choose 1 habit to level up. If you land on 3 or 4, circle 2 areas to work on this week. If you only have 1 or 2, show your notes to your clinician or a physical therapist and let them help you build a plan that fits your health and your home. No grades here, just information you can use. Your 7-day tune-up. Start tonight. Think of this as a gentle reset, not a boot camp. On day 1, sprinkle movement into daylight. 3 easy 5-minute walks and a few stand-up sit-downs from a chair, stopping before strain. On day 2, practice balance at the kitchen counter. A handful of short single-leg holds with your hand hovering for safety, then a slow heel-to-toe walk along the counter and back. On day 3, rebuild your plate by anchoring each meal with a bit of protein you enjoy, an egg, yogurt, beans, fish, and adding 1 colorful fruit or vegetable. On day 4, help your sleep clock by stepping into morning light for 10 to 20 minutes and shutting down screens an hour before bed so your brain knows it's night. On day 5, train your hands and forearms with a few rounds of softball squeezes and a short farmer carry holding light weights or water bottles. Stand tall, shoulders loose. On day 6, reconnect on purpose. Make 2 short calls or meet 1 person for coffee, and while you're in that groove, put next week's plan on your calendar. On day 7, repeat the 90-second check. Compare your notes, celebrate any gain, smoother steps, steadier balance, better sleep, and pick 2 small goals for the week ahead. Final word, your future isn't fixed. A slightly quicker stride, a steadier stand at the counter, a calmer bedtime, a plate with a little more protein and color, a few slower breaths, and 2 real conversations a day. Those small wins stack up and change how the next years feel. If you want a printable of the home check and the 1-week plan, type plan in the comments and tell me which habit you'll start today. This video is educational and not medical advice. If you've had recent falls, chest pain, fast unplanned weight loss, or pauses in breathing during sleep, talk with your clinician before changing your routine. If this helped, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use a gentle nudge. I'm rooting for your next good week. Sign 5. Your appetite and eating habits. Past 70, food becomes more than fuel, it's protection. A steady appetite and simple home-style meals help you keep muscle, fight off bugs, and stay clear in the head. When appetite fades, meals get skipped, nothing sounds good, the belt suddenly needs a new hole. That isn't just a quirk of getting older. It's your body raising a hand. Think about Rose and Diane, both 74. Rose still enjoys eating. Breakfast might be oatmeal with milk and walnuts, lunch a bowl of lentil soup, dinner a small chicken breast with greens. Her weight holds steady, and she has the energy to do her errands. Diane grazes, crackers here, coffee there, and by evening she's not hungry at all. Months pass, her clothes loosen, and stairs feel heavier. What she can't see is the slow slide underneath, fewer nutrients, less protein, shrinking muscle, and a body that tires faster. If that sounds familiar, don't force big plates. Start with foods you already like and digest well. A cup of yogurt with fruit, a soft egg on toast, baked fish, a biancili, a smoothie with dairy or fortified plant milk. Add something colourful at each meal. Sip water or tea between meals so thirst doesn't masquerade as low energy. If large dinners weigh you down, switch to smaller meals with 2 light snacks. And if the scale drops without trying, around 5% over 6 to 12 months, tell your clinician. Often there's a fix once someone looks closely. Eating well now isn't about restriction, it's about keeping the strength to live the way you want. Sign 6. How you handle stress. Stress happens to everyone. What matters after 70 is not whether it shows up, but how quickly your body finds its way back to calm. Long stretches of worry can nudge blood pressure up, chip away at sleep, and drain the get-up-and-go you need for walks, cooking, and connection. Meet Alan and Mark, both 76. Alan has a simple plan when life gets noisy. He steps outside, breathes slowly for a minute, strolls the block, and calls his daughter. The problem still exists, but his body settles. Mark keeps the worries running, replaying old conversations, imagining the worst, and sitting in the storm. Weeks later, he's sleeping poorly, skipping meals and feeling stuck. If your shoulders live up by your ears, try a 5-minute reset you can actually keep. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4. Breathe out for 4, hold for 4, repeat a few rounds. Take a 10-minute walk after lunch or dinner. Put one small pleasure in every day, music you love, a cup of tea on the porch, a funny clip that always makes you smile. If heavy thoughts sit with you day after day, talk with your clinician. Feeling lighter makes every other change easier. Sign 7. Your social connections. Strong ties may be one of the clearest signs of how long and how well you'll live. People who keep up with friends, family and community tend to move more, laugh more, and recover faster from tough weeks. Quiet, empty days do the opposite. Picture June and Martha, both 78. June keeps a gentle rhythm, a weekly sewing circle, phone check-ins with her son, coffee with a neighbour, and a Sunday service. She looks forward to those moments. Martha spends most days alone. She doesn't want to bother anyone, so she waits for others to call. Months pass, and the silence starts to seep into her mood and her health. Connection doesn't need to be loud or constant, it just needs to be reliable. Call one person you miss this week. Join something small and friendly, a walking group at the park, a library club, a community class, a choir practice. If getting out is hard, try video calls, quick voice messages, or a short text that says, "Thinking of you." 2 real conversations a day can change how your week feels. Being needed is medicine. Offer to read with a grandchild and video, check on a neighbour, or share a recipe with a friend. Your 90-second home check. Payoff. Let's turn these ideas into a quick snapshot. Set a timer for 1.5 minutes. First, find a clear hallway and mark about 13 feet. Walk it at your normal pace. If you use a cane or need a hand on the wall, do it. That's smart. Finishing in roughly 4 to 5 seconds is a healthy everyday stride. Slower than that simply sets your training target. Next, test your hands. Open a stubborn jar or carry 2 shopping bags for 30 seconds. If your grip fades fast, you've found your daily exercise, soft ball squeezes and short carries. Then check balance, safely. Stand beside a solid counter, lift 1 foot a few inches, and see if you can hold for 10 seconds without grabbing. Switch sides. If you wobble, you've just chosen a practice that will help. Now scan the quiet signs. Think about last week's sleep. Did you keep a steady bedtime and wake mostly refreshed, or were mornings heavy? Think about eating. Has your weight held steady, and did you get some protein at most meals, or has appetite slipped? Think about stress. Did you use a small daily reset, or did worries pile up without an off-ramp? And finally, think about connection. Most days, did you have at least 2 meaningful chats in person or by phone? Count how many felt on track. 5 to 7 means keep doing what works and pick 1 habit to improve. 3 to 4 means choose 2 areas for the week ahead. 1 or 2 means bring your notes to your clinician or a physical therapist and build a plan together. There's no pass or fail, just information you can use. Your 7-day tune-up start tonight. Treat the next week as a gentle reset. On day 1, spread movement through daylight. 3 easy 5-minute walks and a few stand-up sit-downs from a sturdy chair. On day 2, practice balance at the kitchen counter. Short single-leg holds with your hand hovering for safety, then a slow heel-to-toe walk along the counter and back. On day 3, rebuild your plate. Anchor each meal with a bit of protein you like, eggs, yogurt, beans, fish, and add 1 colorful fruit or vegetable. On day 4, help your sleep clock. Step into morning light for 10 to 20 minutes and turn off screens an hour before bed. On day 5, train your hands, softball squeezes and a short farmer carry with light weights or water bottles, shoulders relaxed, posture tall. On day 6, reconnect on purpose. Make 2 short calls or meet 1 person for coffee, and put next week's plan on your calendar while you're in the groove. On day 7, repeat the 90-second check. Compare your notes, smile at any gain, smoother steps, steadier balance, better sleep, and choose 2 small goals for the coming week. Final word, your future isn't fixed. A slightly quicker stride, a steadier stand at the counter, a calmer bedtime, a plate with a bit more protein and color, a few slow breaths, and 2 honest conversations. Those small wins stack up. This video is educational and not medical advice. If you've had recent falls, chest pain, quick unplanned weight loss, or pauses in breathing during sleep, talk with your clinician before changing your routine. If this helped, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use a gentle nudge. I'm rooting for your next good week.